Bitcoin is going to zero.
Great night, everyone, and welcome. We have KDGT. What's up, brother? Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. We also have Week YV, Week Wi-Fi 89. How is it going, T-Dub? Welcome. Great to have you guys. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time here with me. I really appreciate it. By the way, we have an entry in XRP. We were expecting an early entry through the weekend. Did not play it out, but just so you know, I know we might be a little bit offsetting here because I give this entry in a different Discord, just so you know, guys. But I'm gonna explain what's going on and maybe we can catch this one going. We also have French Duster. What's up, brother? Welcome back. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time here with me. Really appreciate it, my friend. Really appreciate it. By the way, just a little rumoring here, like I'm doing my whole kitchen renovation, me, myself, and my wife. So this weekend was pretty fun. We get to play with a lot of power tools, drills, you know, like doing the construction of the kitchen ourselves. That was pretty fun. It's not done. We're still working on it. But I'm loving the process. All right, let's get it started, because do you know what else I love here? I also appreciate you, Praise Juster. Thank you so much, my friend. The next thing I do love are the charts. All right, so let's get it. Let's go first with XRP. All right, and let me bring the video so we remember where we left out. Right, this is the 4 hours. We're gonna be going to the 4 hours, and I was expecting a breakout retest. Off we go with a possible come back down to this area. All right, on this entry that we know, all right, it was coming up, taking early profits, and then just so if you guys remember, you were following this trade, it stopped us out at profit. All right, so let's go check that on the 4 hours. All right, and this was it. I mean, let me bring up a picture of that. Let me see if I can bring it up here. 1 second. This might take me a little second, so bear here with me. Okay, I got it here. Let's paste it. And let's evaluate what happening here, right? So we have our first area right here, perfect. Our double bottom, perfect. Our re-entry right there, great. And then this is where they start getting some fun. We nail this entry right here on this candle, basically right here, all right? So guess what happened? So we had, let's go for that horizontal line where we enter that trade. All right, let's just replicate it. So it was right there. All right, so what happens on the way up, a little bit on the water right here, but still we took early profits on this candle right here on average previous high, so a little bit higher, somewhere right here. And at that point we move our stop to entry, and guess what went to hunt us down? Look at that, right to the entry. Come on, took us out at zero loss. We already have taken some profit, and then the damn thing decided to move to really go, right? I mean, what a douche. What a douche, XRP. You're getting your spot right there with hashtag FXRP, man. So we also have All Set in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome back. I really appreciate you being around, my friend. Really appreciate you spending a little bit of your time here with me. And we also have JR. What's up, JR? Welcome, my friend. Who else we got? OC Ada Dutch. Absolutely. We'll take a look at Ada and Dutch. Love it. Let me just type it down here. So Ada and Dutch. Perfect. All right. So far so good. This is where we left out. All right. So today we were looking for a retracement in here. Let's go and check that out in 30 minutes lower time frames. This is where we were talking about, right? A possible retracement, even if we went when we go hunt some liquidity right down here. Where is the liquidity? At where we have this kind of like a hiccups on the way up, right? So these kind of hiccups, they create support and resistances, and also they create, because they create support and resistance, they create a nesting area for traders, right? And what happens when a trader opens up a position, he allocates liquidity. So that's why it's called a liquidity allocation zone, right? It's not that we know, but I mean, it's just too many of us looking at the same thing. I guarantee you there's some liquidity in there. And guess what? We also had, there we go, our support and resistance right here. I was aiming, as always, a little bit higher. As you can see, beautiful entry. Off we go. We are right now on the way up. What I'm going to be doing is moving my stop to entry. All right, so make sure you do that. I'm not going to be taking some profits just now, just preventing the thing just go against me. All right, so far so good. And, oh, one sec. Hey, LBC, what's up, brother? Welcome. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time. By the way, great call that you have been going, that you've been giving. Love it. All right, so let's move on the next one here. So what are we expecting? We're expecting 4 resistances. What is our next resistance? Right here where we were supposed to be taking some profits. All right. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so the next area to take some profits is going to be right there at that area, right? I do expect, because we are ranging, look at that. I was expecting, let me control C these so you can see. I was expecting a little bit of a lower bearish scenario, but let's fix this into place. There we go. All right. And at this point, when we start looking at, if we see it, that round up, push back up like in here, all right, like in here, on the bearishness, and better yet, you see our ADX start pointing upwards. All right, so that is when we're gonna be aiming for the next trade. If you are not yet into this trade, you might have a next opportunity, and that will be at the breakout. All right, so just be careful with this area right here, because if we can come back down in here, I'm gonna re-enter, just so you know. All right, but if we are just bursting through, just be careful in this area. And that is because we have a liquidity zone, right? Therefore, we have a retracement zone. And that retracement zone can become an important point, an important part. So make sure that you take a little bit of your money here, move your stop to entry, and we'll try to ride the next leg up, right? But still, I think that you can still catch it if it comes back down, or at least on the way up. All right, I just had an alert right here in AIXBT. Let's go check that out, because right now it's hitting some. There we go. Look at that. Kelly Califan, please let me know that you're here. We've been trading AIXBT because of Kelly. Kelly was mentioning that she liked it, and we were looking at a couple of entries. She went in here for a long position, right? Somewhere around here. I think that she was getting some profits, if I'm not mistaken. And then, well, we were looking right here for testing the waters for a possible short. Did not play it out. That is completely fine. But still, on our way up, look at that. We are hitting absolute freaking targets. So hopefully you guys have taken that trade. I know it took like, what, 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks, something like that. Not 100% sure. But yeah, it absolutely took a lot of time in there. So, let's see. I had a... Oh! Luna Bitch Screams to say it. Oh, see, I had a baby boy. Congratulations, my friend. Really, really happy for you. Love it, love it. What's his name is going to be? Do you still already have a name? Let me know. Let me know. That'll be fantastic. They say baby shark do. Love it, love it. Oh, man. That is fantastic. I love it. I love it. All right, let's 8 weeks. What? No, he just, I mean, it was like maybe a week ago or a couple of days ago. Not 100% sure, but yeah, he's not 8 weeks long, or is it? I know who's counting. All right. Go do baby things. Absolutely. Two Dub says. All right, so let's check out a couple of other stuff. I want to go over Solana. Let me bring up once again where we left out. All right. And oh, by the way, AI XBT, remember that one? We just talked about AI XBT, all right? And the target, look at that. That was our target. So guys, the trade was in there, all right? The good thing that I'm playing on the video because there was no actual indicator. I don't know why. But where is our entry? Let's just bring it up. Let's copy here. Let's go for that. Let's go to AI XBT. Let's paste it. There it is. Let's go to the 4 hours. That is where it played out. Oh, come on. It just takes me forever. And let's bring up, of course, our order freaking blocks. But right now they are more than gone, all right? Because they already have taken it. Yep, so it was in here. But that's fine. Look at that. Beautiful re-entry right here. So let's follow up. This was this part. Breakout, retest, continuation. This part was, of course, this one here. Our target all the way up here. Look at that beautiful target, and we keep pumping. Retro Mike Tech, what's up, brother? Welcome. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Junior. Oh, so it's gonna be Junior. Love it. Love it. LBC's brain, isn't it? What? All right. Oh, by the way, when you mentioned LBC, I tried to do what cam, but we had to do four letter name. Oh, a 4-letter name. Oh, I see. Now that you mentioned he's gonna be Junior, I do remember. I don't know. I was a big fan. I am still a big fan of Indiana Jones. All right. I even still my kangaroo hat, my kangaroo skin hat, like Indiana Jones style. All right. Yeah, I want to get one. So, the only thing that I have that I don't have is the whiplash. That I gave that to my wife. I'm just kidding. She's laughing. She's laughing. All right. But I don't know if you guys remember. There's one time when Indiana Jones is in an adventure, right? And he's with his dad, right? That son moment, and like he kind of like he says that you always call me Junior. Well, that's your name. Your name is Junior, right? So it wasn't Indiana Jones. His actual name was Junior. I mean, it's just made me laugh. All said says, let's go. Oh man. But love it. Ward isn't a good first name. I see. I mean, I was just saying, like, I love that movie, and I think it was a kind of like, a sweet kind of like dad and son moment right there. All right, so moving forward with AIXVT. Kelly, where are you, Kelly? We're killing in here with your asset. You're not around. All right, but look at that, hitting some support, some resistance. It's time now. Officially, it's time to take some profits, guys. Please take it. Kelly, if you're there, please take some profits, move your stop to entry, and let's keep a little bit within that trade. Our next target is going to be all the way up in here. Let me bring, you know what, why am I just looking at one single indicator? That is not good. We need to start looking at multiple indicators. All right, so TP number one hit right here. Our entry was right there. Let's actually mark that one. So long position right here, because I did not cut the absolute very bottom. I mean, you can see the video right there where we enter right here, stop loss, and then aiming to TP number one, TP number two, and TP number three. All right, let's see if we can add some more detail to this, because I believe that we might have we could stumble among a couple of other stuff in the middle. Like, for example, this also looks like a resistance, right? Especially when you start looking back in time in here, right? This looks, I know this is not the absolute very bottom, but that's where we are right now. But the next area where we bounce was, it is right there. So 0.1264 might be the next area of interest. If you guys don't take right now profits, that might be the next area right here, right? If you already have taken these profits, which is the one that I humbly suggest, all right? Take your money and run, all right? And leave a little bit for keep going upwards, right? You know that I like to take my first TP at 50% of whatever it's inside of the target at that point or inside of the trade at that moment. So that is going to be a 50 out, all right? Let's go and check out a couple of other stuff. You mentioned that you want to take a look at ADA. Let's go check out ADA. All right, ADA is not being playing out so far. I mean, I made an analysis for the 4 hours. This might take the rest of the week, and that is because we can still go higher, range a little bit, and then come back down, all right, for our next re-entry. On ADA, our entry was gone. You could have traded the BOS, the breakout structure. I just didn't, all right, just so you know. And well, look at the price action today in the morning. It already have gone, all right? So it's gone. I'm not going to be running after it. Does that hurt me? A little bit, right? But I mean, I understand that the market is going to be there. And my next setup is going to be, all right, has breakout. It's not a breakout. It's but what? Yeah. The retest, you got it exactly. So it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. I'm gonna be waiting for the retest or at least a flag out pattern here, right? Some ranging, something just like XRP. And where are you, XRP? Don't tell me that you just run away from me. Let's just bring it up here, all right? Look at that. So for example, here is the movement is gone, but look at that, it's having that retracement. You don't see it? Fine. Here it is, right? It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. What is our next support? Right here, because previous resistance becomes new support. If we want more information that we should absolutely be reading that more information, this is when we go to lower time frames. Here it is, all right? So what happens here? We look for a 33% retracement, then a 50% retracement, or better yet, what our liquidity resides right here. And look at that, beautiful entry right here to the upside right now, right? So the same thing I'm going to be expecting on ADA. Let's go check that out, all right? But also, you see that I am planning it on the 4 hours. So let's go check out, maybe in the 30 minutes we have something like that. And yes, we do some ranging, some flag outs. Something that I don't like about this flag, and I will need to clean this up a little bit, it is ranging up, all right? And I don't like it because when we range up, we tend to create this kind of well, up ranges, right? But those kind of up ranges, they tend to break to the downside, all right? And we can see that over and over and over throughout the charts, and that is exactly what we're making. So yes, I mean, it could be running faster than I was expecting, which means a closer targeting here, but I also don't want to push it too low because I could be getting not getting into the trade. So I'm gonna cut this up in here. I'm gonna duplicate this one, and of course I'm gonna set it right here as we talked previously, all right? So I have two possible scenarios. If we break earlier, I'm gonna be looking for an earlier entry, and if break later, well, now that I see it, it's just basically the same zone. So we'll see how that played out. Still, now I'm gonna be waiting for an early breakout at 30 minutes and a later breakout maybe for the ADA 4 hours. So you might be seeing me jumping earlier, all right? So just saying, be prepared with that one. All right, let's take a look at Dodge then. Let's save this up, and we have Dodge right here. All right, Dodgy coin right here, getting to resistance zone. So let me show you first. Let's go to the daily, all right? And then from daily, we're going to go to 4 hours, from 4 hours to 30 minutes, all right? I want you guys to see the big picture. First big picture is like, all right, we could be hunting this kind of movements. Perfect. Or even this kind of movements, right? That doesn't hurt, or this kind of movements. So we see Dodge spiking throughout time. This is fantastic. Perfect. So we buy low, we sell high, all right? Right now, if we start zooming in, you'll see that we have in very old lines in here, which are this purple line in here and this other purple line right down there, all right? It was a long time since we hit that off. Now it's time to go to the 4 hours, all right? and see what's going on that area. We look at this and this, and as the price goes up within that zone, we tend to get rejection. All right, that played out in here. Okay, rejection. You see that? All right, that played out in here, although we shoot out. All right, and that's exactly how we took this beautiful, oh, not that one, this beautiful short to the next support, which is a trend line. All right, perfect. We also have a symmetrical triangle, and remember, we were talking about this symmetrical triangle, looking for a possible entry right down there. All right, we have an alert. There it is. And then on that area, well, that's where we burst to the upside. In fact, I think we can track it. Let me see. We just have too many things in here. Dogecoin, dodgy. Well, this has been a little while. All right, whatever. Let's continue with analysis. Let's zoom in here. And as you can see, it played out again. All right. Is it going to play it out once again? Well, I'm not certain of it. All right. But if we just keep looking at what had happened, most likely it will. How? Well, I'm not going to be gambling. You see that I'm already waiting for a peak diamond, peak performance diamond to play it out in here. That is going to be my next area of entry, right? And this is important. Depending on how I'm flagging out to the right in here, I will be deciding if I'm going to be re-entering. Let me zoom in. If I'm going to be, and let me just get rid of this, all right? Just for the sake of this next explanation, right? If we start ranging here, maybe I can jump in here for a bull flag and then a breakout, all right? Or I could maybe just be doing this for then long, short, and then continue downwards, all right? So it remains to be seen right now. The truth of the matter is that we are on resistance, and what I'm going to be going for is going to be a peak performance diamond. All right, so that's going to be what I'm going to be looking. Hey, Dachi, how's it going, brother? Welcome. Great to have you here. OC says Dachi 3 times, and he appeared. Oh, yes, bro. Absolutely. we got a radio. I radio him. Right, Dachi? We got a tunnel. I don't know if you knew, but if you do a tunnel right here on the ground, if you do it well, you appear at Dachi's house from Mexico. From my home to his home. Stop. All right. So let's go check that out. Let's take a look at Link, for example. Link, guys, remember this this is right now become a little bit of a pain, but I still think that we might be able to come out without any cent of loss. All right. Let's remember what we did here. We were looking for everything pumping. Remember, we took a couple of longs, all right, including LDOs. And at this point, we also took a very nice short on Link. So here is our entry, a little bit on the water, coming back down, taking profits, one in here, all right. Looking for our next, looking for our next target, 21.53. That did not happen, all right. We also move our stop loss from all the way up here to 23.52. All right. And at this point, well, it came back up again, a little bit on the water, but whatever we have taken right here should be, all right, break even of whatever happens in here. All right. So the worst case scenario will be if like we never had traded this up. All right. So that's why I'm not worried, but I still think that we might have a little chance to do that. And when we do that, guys, it's time to freaking go. Take your money, close the trade, and then happy days, because we already have making some money by shorting the bottom. All right. So, and guys, I want you guys to take this as an example, right? There's a little joke between Alex and I that I buy the top and I still make my money on it, right? Or I short the bottom and I still make money on it. And that is because how we handle our risk management, all right? So, and this is part of it, right? So as you go down, you take early profits, you reduce your risk by reducing your stop loss or moving into entry point, right? And then you start covering your tracks as you go to the point that where you are ruling out losing, all right? So that is very important. As you can see right here, the worst scenario right now will be breaking even. So not lost, not gained. All right. The best case scenario is gonna be, well, that we turn back around, we make a penny, we close that, and remember, we already have taken profits here. So we are gonna be making money while shorting the bottom. You see that? All right. So just remember, it's still a little bit of a joke at how we long the top and we make money. All right. So it's not that we try to long the top, but we try to long supports and short resistances. All right. So just so you know, guys, this is how it's playing link out. Let's go to grass. All right, grass. All right, grass. It did not have the last drop back down that I was expecting. Yes, we have a breakout retesting here that played out very nicely, but didn't have the next leg downwards in here. That is a shame. But look at what's going on right now, like right freaking now. Look at that candle. In the decision candle, not only decision candle, that is an inverted hammer, right? Or also that is a topping candle. Like, let's check that out. For example, look at this other candle. Very similar. At the top, a reversal. All right. Let's take a look. Well, we just can go over and over, right? So trust me, bro, that is one of the signals. All right. It's something that is important to say, not because I just says, trust me, bro, it's going to reverse. No. It is just like this is one piece of the puzzle. All right. So we have one piece of the puzzle, the kind of candle that is right now playing out. It hasn't closed. So it's not a confirmation. All right. The next thing, we are on reversal zones right here. All right. Something that is not pointing at the same way. It is this one right here. Our linear regression oscillator. And that is because on my linear regression oscillator, it seems like I'm not ready to turn around. It seems that I want to keep going upwards. Not only that, remember that we were looking for that that flip. It's not the ribbon, the ADX. All right, so gaining some strength on the ADX, and we already see it. It's pointing upwards, right? So we have strength on the bullishness. So we could be assuming that we could keep going upwards, but how far up? All right, that is the question. Why? Because right now we are like with an unmovable force, or with this unstoppable force. I can say unmovable object, right? So is it going to be a battle of titans? And why is that? That is because look at the reaction that the dynamic reactor has at the price action. Even when we are supposed to have that money influx in strength, right? So right here, it's happening a lot of money exchanging or value exchange, right? So we need to wait in here. Remember, in fact, this was our first target, dynamic reactor, TP number 1, and the next one right all the way to this one for TP number 2. So grass, it's a little bit of an awkward setup in here. Nonetheless, I'm still gonna be trying to trade grass whatever happens, and that is because let's just zoom out. All right, and guys, this is very important. Fair warning, this is a shit coin. All right, with all of this its letters, shit coin. All right, so look at this. I mean, this is not all-time highs. Come on, I mean, really, we are in freaking all-time lows almost, right? So just be careful. But also because we're in all-time lows, well, I believe that any spike, and I'm counting with this kind of spikes. I mean, look at this. From the bottom to this one here, 62%, all right? From the bottom to this one right here, 70%, all right? From here to there, another 43%, all right? So I think I can still catch something like that, all right? And if we measure the same movement and influx because it's happening lower, we could be aiming at the low of these areas, right? Not only that, that will represent a 110 no leverage stop entry. Sorry, spot entry. All right. Hey, what's up, Trade to Ishan? Bingo Bango. How's it going, brother? Welcome. Great to have you here, my friend. Love it. All right. So far, I mean, this is where we're standing, and that's what I'm looking at grass. And not only because it's a meme coin and because it's very low. Let's check out what happened with other meme coins. Like, for example, Fartcoin, talking about shedding the bed. Fartcoin, all right? Yes, it hasn't done like a 1000% upwards. I mean, upwards movement. It can do a 26 to a 35, which right here would be a 43%. All right, remember, it moves percentages as we go up, 23. and increases as we go down 56. All right, just so you know. But it did had a little bit of a run up here. All right, we are on rejection zones, but we are making a goose head, which means that we can do something like that and then come back down to dynamic reactor. All right, so far this, I don't see this as violent on grass that, for example, on Firecoin. All right, also, I mean, if we take a look at Dodge, oh, come on, look at that movement. All right, so it's not, again, it's not huge, but it does has a movement. So the only thing that I believe or that I see that is not yet moving, it is a grass. All right, and I've seen many communities kind of like liking grass. Right, another one that did blow up was Bunk, so nothing to do there. Once again, that's what I'm looking at, grass. It hasn't moved. All right, Pengu, again, look at that beautiful move on Pengu. All right, again, the only one that hasn't moved is grass. All right, so I'm not trying to run after whatever has already moved. I'm trying to allocate myself in something that haven't moved. All right, and we were talking about this, remember, on Friday. All right, talking about grass. In fact, I think that was the last one in here. Grass. All right, looking for that breakout retest. You see that? Did not play it out exactly that the same way. We did have a breakout retest, not as big as I was expecting. Therefore, my entry was not good. I did not jump in. Hey, Duality C, what's up? You made it. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for coming in. Kelly, finally you're in here. Kelly, I fell asleep. Don't worry. You're gonna be opening wide open your eyes when I tell you that we are hitting Tiger and AXIABT. Look at that. Let's go to my alerts, and you have AIXBT. Man, what a mouthful. Right now, like basically a couple of minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, I do remember that you suggested this coin to us. All right, I mean, we were looking at it for a hot minute, but you say, hey, I want to look into it. We planned for a long. It played out. We were supposed to be taking some profits in here. Right now, remember, breakout retest continuation. We had it. Oh, come on. What was it? I was looking at it with that order block that is already gone. And I think this is it. Yes, no, this is XRP. Come on, but well, it's in here. We already have gone through it. And right now, we have an alert that it's time to take some profit. All right, so great to have you here. Great for that suggestion. Love it. Thank you very much. Hey, G Duality. Hey, what's up, bro? Welcome. All right. So far, that's what I got for right now. Remember, I don't like to trade much on Mondays. I like to kind of start taking the temperature on what's going on with the coins, with the markets. That's what we prepare for Friday, right? And then, well, we move into, we kind of like skip Monday. And then we go into 3 OCs. Yeah, that was OCception, bro. And, well, we look into what's up next for Tuesday. All right, so looking for entries Tuesday, Wednesday might be a good area for those re-entries. Something that I'm already looking into, right, because we are in, it's XRP. All right, XRP. Oh, well, we're not in anymore. All right, so it's dumping the bet. All right, so other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Really appreciate you guys spending a little bit of your time in here. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.
Bitcoin is going to zero.
Zero.